Hey, you, do me a favor, subscribe to this channel.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode. I've got a great guest on here today. Please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Oh, way, all you beautiful humans. It's DemonSlayer here. I do the mouth vocals, the mouth noises for a band called Boiling Point, all the way from Gqeberha, aka PE, aka Gqeberha if you nasty.
So you've been part of the PE scene, quite an iconic person in the PE scene for quite some time, and you've recently moved to Joburg. If you would have to compare, what's happening in Joburg to what's happening in PE, like what would be the top three things that you would like specify that are different between the two scenes?
Well, first of all, being from PE, where we only have gigs like once every 3, maybe 6 months, compared to when I come out here and I hear about like 5 shows happening on a Friday, then Saturday there's like another 4 shows, and Sunday there's a show happening. It's like, bro, how do you people keep up with this, bro? That's like the one big thing that I've noticed that I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. I always ask people like, how do you choose, bro? Like, how can you choose? That's a difficult thing for me. But the one thing I will also say that I've noticed since being here is that it's changed a lot over the years as well. Because I lived here maybe 2012, and the scene was super toxic, bro. There was so much like clicky vibes and stuff happening in the scene, and ever since I got like into the scene now. Like I think Emilith was actually the last Emilith show was my first show ever, and it felt so lacquer being here because everyone was so welcoming. Everyone was like super chilled. You could see people from like different subgenres all chilling together and like having a lacquer time. So that's the one thing I will say I'm super keen to see happening in Joburg. It's not. It doesn't feel like Hate City when you're here. It feels like you welcome when you get here. And I will also admit the biggest reason for me wanting to go out and actually experience the scene was because of Walk These Skies. I love the way they do their thing, how they just so super chilled. I feel like if it wasn't for them and them doing the thing, how they do, like present themselves online, I wouldn't have wanted to go to the scene. But like they put off this vibe of like it makes me feel like back in PE we have this very like oh wait come chill with us kind of vibe, and I feel like someone in Joburg came to PE and was like, I like this vibe. We must take this back to Joburg. I feel like you guys stole from us. But I'm loving it. Yeah, I'm loving it so far.
It's actually interesting. The toxic scene from 2012 has been a topic on this podcast now. This is the third episode at random where I didn't start the conversation, where people just brought it up. And yeah, it's vibey. And talking about Walk These Skies, like it's literally one of my favorite bands. Um, I just think they're doing it right. Not just good band, like let's just say fucking great band, but they just have like a cool attitude and like they're fucking funny, you know. They
Yeah, dude, they such chill dudes, bro. Like, if you had to meet them, you'd never know they were in the band. They just like super chill. Like, there's nothing about them. There's no ego about them. They don't think so highly about themselves. They just like let the music speak for themselves, and they'll be themselves. It's so cool.
100%. And yeah, I think like it's a very warm and inviting scene to be part of, you know, and especially for someone that I do like the PE scene. I've only been once, but it was a crazy story.
Randomly as well.
Well, one drunk night we decided to drive all the way to PE to go watch three local bands, like 11 hours.
Oh my god. I still appreciate you for that, bro.
What I did notice about it is I think it's a very close community. I think because it's not that big, and you kind of have like very few bands available. I think everyone kind of also like is very interconnected, and you share band members with Gast, and it's a very close community. And I do think kind of people grow their own styles as well. I think Joburg bands, I think they are quite diverse, but it's also quite a big scene. But in PE, like even though the bands also they kind of have similar styles, not music styles, just like they've got something cool about them, you know. It's like Durban bands. I think always think Durban bands have this kind of like a surfer rocker vibe to them. No, I mean like as people, not as a band. I mean you get your cynical sanity, which is fucking angry fucking music.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like for me, it's weird because like I remember like bands back in like I think it was like 2008, and every time a Durban band came to PE, it was a hardcore band. And the other thing about them being hardcore, they were a hardcore Christian band. Like I remember, I think it was the Rising End or the Rising Tide was one of them. Colin Grove was another one, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Show and Tell were also from Durban. All three of them hardcore bands, all three of them Christian bands, dude, and they were so good, dude, so good. That's one of the reasons. Like they were the reason why I always wanted to go to Durban, but I never got the chance to. And I feel like Durban and P went through the similar kind of vibe of like we had a scene, no one speaks about it, and it died, and now it's back, and it's like okay, now let's show everybody what we're about. Like I feel like we are on the same kind of tip.
Yeah, I think I haven't played PE myself. I am hard at work trying to do that. It's definitely future plans. But I think every band should go and branch out. Go play PE, go play Durban. We've played Durban multiple times, and dude, it's a vibe. Like, it's really the bands are so nice. Um, the people are so nice. Everyone's just ready to have a good time. We recently went to fucking Bloemfontein. And yeah, I really think bands should branch out more. Go to these fucking random. I think Bloemfontein is a little bit more random than Durban and PE because I feel that
What is the scene like over there though? Is there a scene?
batshit crazy. That's my opinion. Bloemfontein is one of the craziest shows I've played in my life because I have never in my life seen that many bloody noses in a mosh pit.
Yo,
Dude, it was crazy. One of my favorite fucking memories is I must do the thing where I walk into the crowd and I jumped off stage and I was walking and this chick like ran up to me and the blood was running down her throat. It was like just blood everywhere. And I looked at her and I was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Fuck yeah!" And then she ran away and I was like, "What is this fucking place?" So
that sounds like the best night ever.
what it was, and like I mean, random Bloemfontein show, and all these people rocked up,
Especially if you didn't know they had a scene. It's just like, oh my god, there's a lot of people here.
and a lot of young people. That is something that I feel is good about Joburg right now, is the young people. I mean, 20-year-olds are listening to fucking metal. How cool is that?
That's so sick, bro. And I've noticed that happening in PE as well. Like when the scene started dying and we did the Ghost and Boiling Point split EP thing on that show when we had the launch show. There were so many people that were at that show that I did not know, dude. And I was like, what is happening, bro? Like this new people coming to shows. This is so cool. And now I'm noticing it even more every time we get to a show. It's like there's someone else here that I've never seen before. Like it's so awesome seeing like these new people coming. New faces means that the scene is growing, and that makes me happy. And especially like you said, when it's the younger crowd as well, it's like, yeah, bro, come watch these bands. Get influenced. Start your own band, dude. Just do it. Like that's all I'm amped for. Is like just to see the young ones starting new bands, bro.
Let's get back to Boiling Point. Boiling Point is kind of like a COVID project, as I understand. If you take yourself back to the day that you were like, okay, you know what, I'm starting this band, I'm going to do this thing, into what it progressed, would you have ever guessed that it would turn into what it turned into?
Like, to be honest, from the get go, I was because I didn't start it. Chris actually started it, and from the get go, it was shocking to me because all technical death metal guy, it's like the most intricate shit you would ever think of. Like if you've ever heard Monolith or Cosmic Disgracia, you listen to that riff and you're like, what is happening here? So when he messaged me and was like, "Hey Dom, I want to start a hardcore band. You keen to do vocals?" I was like, "You, you starting a hardcore band?" And then he was like, "Yeah, yeah, I want to do something that's like um Black Flag times 10." And I was like, "Let's go, bro. Let's do this." So that got me amped already. Like I was so keen because I've always loved hardcore, but I've never been in a hardcore band because hardcore has never been a big thing in PE growing up. It just became a big thing recently. So it was kind of like I've been doing deathcore and brutal death my whole life. I've always wanted to be in a hardcore band, and when I heard the stuff, I was like, I definitely want to vibe to this stuff. And yeah, so we started during COVID, released our first EP during COVID, and never knew where we would end up because who knew when COVID was going to end? So we were lost, hence the name Boiling Point. We were like kind of stuck in this whole vibe of like, what happens now that we've made music? Like, we're never going to get a chance to play this. So what is the point even? And yeah, now all of a sudden people like us. People like us, and I think it's because we're fun dudes, bro. Like we don't take ourselves seriously. We let the music talk for itself, and then we just let ourselves be ourselves on stage, off stage. If you speak to me off stage, you're gonna get the same person on stage. I'm not gonna get on stage shouting at you, swearing at you, calling you a piece of shit because you're not moshing. Bruh, I'm here to make you scut your biscuit, bruh. Because if I'm having fun, I want you to have fun. So that's like the whole theme of like how we do things. It's like when I'm performing, the music will take over. But at the same time, like if a song is aggressive, you're gonna get an aggressive like performance from me. But that's just because it's emotion. But in between the songs, you're gonna see me smiling at you. You're gonna see me skitting. You're gonna see me twerk on stage, bro. That's all I'm about. It's just like I want people to come to a Boiling Point show and leave with an experience they've never experienced before. It's like you're not coming to a metal show. You're coming to a Boiling Point show. And a Boiling Point show is all about everyone having the best time of their lives. And that's also one of my favorite compliments as well, or like things that people say is like, this is my first time ever being to a metal show, and you guys made me want to now go listen to more metal. And it's like, oh wait, let's tell more people about this. Come, let's vibe together, bro. Like people must realize that just because we're into metal doesn't mean you can't smile. You must have fun as well because it makes me happy. So I want to see other people also be happy when we on stage and stuff like that.
Yeah, like you mentioned that sometimes it's just about being cool dudes, and you were like talking about like the guys from Walk These Guys as well, and I think that's a big part of it. I think kind of people pick up on your energy, and like especially you. I mean, you're always like so friendly, like if you see you know you in public, you wouldn't ever say that there's anything wrong, like I don't know what's happening in life, but you could have the worst day and you'll just be like fucking having the best time, fucking fucking going at it in the pit, fucking just vibing. And I think that's what makes us special. I know one of the songs, I can't remember the song's name, but it might be Humanized. um, Especially from a live point of view, like it's a very emotional song where it's kind of like about racism, and you have this point like, why do you even hate me? And well, I'm not quoting the lyrics like exactly, but and I think it has progressed in the metal scene that I don't think there is any of that. Well, not that I know of.
That's one thing that I've always said that I've enjoyed about the metal scene is it's the one place where people can truly be themselves, bro. Like when you're at work, you have to put on a suit and tie. You have to be a certain way. When you're with your family, you're a certain way. You never completely 100% yourself until you go to a metal show and you can completely express yourself and no one will judge you for it. So it's like what I noticed as well. One of the big things that I noticed at the Emla thing was like seeing people in corpse paint speaking to people who are like core guys. Like, you wouldn't normally see stuff like that. Like, black metal dude, you look like you're into black metal. Why are you speaking to the metalcore dude? Like, it's so cool. Like, no one questions it. Like, I love the fact that people can be themselves and no one's judging them for that. That's the cool thing about metal, though. For me, at least it's always been like the core, like the one thing that made me be like, this is my home because I can be myself. I don't need to change for anyone. I can just be myself.
I think the big part about being a metalhead is we've always been outcasts, and I think that's also like fuck the elitism that used to be in the scene. That's also why I think we're all outcast. We're not. No one of us are really the cool kids or ever have been the cool kids. We're all the fucking nerds and the fucking outcasts, and that's why we do this. But now we kind of like flock together, and we have this like community where we can literally fucking express ourselves.
Yeah. Freely, dude. Freely. That's the other thing. Like you can just express yourself freely. That's what's the most important part of it. Oh, bro, I love metal.
Same. It's my whole life, and like I've quoted many times, it's definitely my therapy. You say you recently started doing vocal lessons, and yeah, tell me about that. Tell me the inspiration behind. Tell me who's your inspiration behind your vocal style.
So I have a long, extensive range of like influences. Obviously, starting with Chester because he was the first I ever heard. Then from there, it was like System of a Down. That was the first time I ever heard growls, like ever. Because like going from Chester to System was like, whoa, what is this sound? And then after hearing them, it got bigger and bigger and Korn and all of these guys. But like Chester would definitely be the biggest influence. Eddie of All Shall Perish, or now Suicide Silence. Eddie's vocals are my favorite because like he is the one vocalist who's able to make his voice seem like an instrument because of the way he flows with his voice on the album as well. Because like those dudes are like doing crazy stuff on guitar and like they catch your ear, and then all of a sudden his vocals are just like flowing in between them as well. It's like those kind of vocals impress me a lot. And I'm influenced by a lot of rap as well because I used to rap when I was in school. So I like playing around with like how things sound and how things should flow and stuff like that. Um, oh, of course, Eddie, not Eddie, Frankie of Immure as well. I love the way he does his vocals as well. He's got a very demanding, like commanding kind of voice, and his stage presence is very much like you look at this guy, you're like I don't fuck with this dude. So I like his style, and even there were times when uh Emil would drop an album and I play it in the house, and my grandmother would think, Did you guys record a new album? And I was like, what? What do you mean? He's like, oh, I thought this was you. Like, that's how badly I'm influenced by him. Apparently, I sound like Eddie. I mean, Frankie. But yeah, I think those are my biggest influences because I like flowy vocalists. Um, yeah, because I'm also very old school, bro. I haven't really been falling in with the newer stuff because the newer stuff is weird. Yo, bro, that weird stuff that what's his name from Lorna Shore?
Lowell Ramos.
Yes, well, when he started doing that weird thing, I was like, oh, and snare. I think I should call it quits, bro. I'm too old for this stuff now. Yo, people are doing too weird sounds, bro. But yeah, so get back to what you were saying. With the vocal lessons, it wasn't actually even my idea. Like I thought about it for a while, but a friend of mine, Jason, always shout out to you, my bra, who was like, "No, I'm gonna get you to do this. Like, I know you'll be perfect for this." So he like pushed me to start like putting my name out there and like just letting people know that I'm doing it. And like I've been having fun. I feel sorry for like the first two students I had because, brah, I didn't know what I was doing. I was all over the do this. No, no, okay, wait, you have to do this. No, also, but think about this. Like now, like it's a lot more structured, and I have focus now, so it's a lot easier. And I've been having fun with it. I'm glad students are also enjoying it. They've been giving me good feedback because, like, my style is basically I'm teaching people the same way I learned how to do vocals. So it's there's no like I'm not using fancy words here. I'm just doing basic stuff, how I can explain stuff simply to you to make it simple and easy for you to understand. Because I don't want to go over your head with technical terms and then it's just like, what did you even say? So it's my focus is mostly on I want you to understand your own anatomy. Once you can understand your own anatomy, you'll understand how you can work your own voice. Because once you have that relationship with yourself, it becomes a lot easier than like just pushing the whole time and you hurting yourself. It's like if you push and you feel something is wrong, stop yourself analyze it, see why you made that mistake so that you don't do it again. So like stuff like that is how I approach my teaching. Yeah.
So you're talking about the more modern vocals. Um, I recently Alex the Terrible. So I don't think I respect the band. Don't get me wrong. I respect the band, but I don't think it's one of my favorite bands. Um, for no specific reason. I don't. There's no. I have no negative feelings towards the band. I think they're great, but it's not a band that I would like. Kind of get into a lot because
I understand you because I'm exactly the same. I'm on that same vibe. It's like I don't hate them, but I respect them for what they do.
exactly, yeah, I've got no harsh feelings towards them. It's just like not something that I like. It's not my preference. And he did a video where he like teach like a tongue thing, and I watched that one video and I learned. Fuck, it's like a whole world opened above my head. If there's someone just teaching you something that you kind of never thought about, like that video wasn't like it's not like I've been a vocalist for 10 years and he just did something stupid, he just like just he just explained something and I was like, oh fuck, look at this. And now it's kind of like my party trick.
You know what's funny about that? I actually, when I was learning that, because I was also a big, it's from what I remember, I thought it was the witch scream because the dude from Cattle was the dude that started it first. So I was like, bro, I also want to learn how to do this thing. So what I did was I went live onto Instagram. So I was basically teaching people how to learn to do like any kind of new vocal. And then I was doing it, doing all the mistakes and showing them how I do the mistake and how I deal with the mistake and see how we progress from the mistake and all that. But yeah, bro, just figuring out, oh, all I had to do was flip my tongue over. Was like, oh, well, so basically wasted our time here because I can't do this. All I had to do was just go.
I love the fucking creativity behind it, like let's learn together.
But that's also something I try to teach my students as well. Is like with lows, like if you just know a basic sound, which is like your sigh, if you can control that, then all you need to do is figure out tongue placement, shape your lips, move your cheeks around where you push the air and stuff like that. Then like the same like can become. It's all the same how your mouth and your tongue operates. It's like we're 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 basically manipulating air. So we're like I'd like to say is if you've ever watched Avatar, think of yourself as an airbender right now because that's all you're doing. It's just you're not trying to push more. You're just using the exact same amount of air and just changing how it moves around in your mouth. That's all it is, bro. There's no need to push. Just play with the air. I always advise them to like if you can, you can't just scream around in the house, just fucking whisper, scream, play around with sounds. Just go just play around. Then you get used to it and then be like, oh, so that's how I do it. So then when you do it louder, you already know that's where my shape of my tongue is, that's where I'm pushing the air from, that's where it's connecting with my cheeks or whatever. Like, yeah, it's simple, bro. It's more complicated, but it's simple.
So, getting to the last point, what's next for Dom? You're living in Joburg now. I know that Boiling Point is carrying on, which could be, yeah, I think it's quite challenging to, try and keep the band going. But you guys are keeping on, and I heard some possible rumors of touring might be happening soon and stuff like that. So let me know what's next. What's next for you? What's next for the band?
So basically, while I'm here in Joburg, we are gonna be releasing a couple of singles. Just you know, make people know that we are still around. Don't let people forget about us. And like in the meantime, while we doing all the singles, we are planning a tour for Joburg in December. So fingers crossed that that happens because we really want to come to Joburg and people have been asking since I've like being here. Everybody's like, dude, so when is Boiling Point coming up? And it's like, bro, we're working on it. We're working on it. It's a lot more complicated because with our drummer Christo, he's a session drummer, so he gets a lot of work that he does as well. So we have to check his schedule. And then Tiago, our bassist, is actually also a music teacher for a semi-private school, so they have tours and stuff that they do as well. And at the same time, they're both parents, so when he's on school holiday, you also need to give him time to be with his son and stuff. Same with Christo. So touring is difficult because we have to plan all of these things as well, but it is in the works. We've been speaking to people, we are making it happen. I just can't say yet when the dates are going to be, but we want it to be in December, so we're hoping that we can get some lacquer stuff there. So yeah, that's basically all. I'm just focused on like getting Boiling Point to Joburg.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I think I was also one of the people that actually said that you guys should definitely make it happen. I know, like I've brought down quite a few bands and stuff myself. It's a challenge, you know. I think people don't realize how far PE is. Driving down is expensive. Flying down is ridiculous. Um, that's definitely also part of the challenges, you know. Actually getting the band down here, that's number one, and then accommodation for everyone, and then actually getting the band paid enough with the shows. So yeah, but it's possible. I think there's a few people that have created channels for this to be easier, and the partnership I've had with So Below, they've been working so hard, and I really think that they have made it possible for bands to tour down.
We've actually been speaking to good old Mr. Planet, France the Planet there, so he's been helping us out with some stuff as well.
Yeah, also France is also very front runner in the shows and stuff. So there are a lot of people that are trying to, make it easier and accessible for bands to tour down. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Shot for having me. Yeah, I hope everyone who's watching is gonna be listening to Boiling Point now as well. So like, get your ears and learn the lyrics and stuff for when we do get to Joburg, bruh. I'd love to party out with everyone here. I can't wait to skit my biscuit for everyone in Joburg. I just want people to experience Humanize, bro. We haven't toured it yet, so that's one of my biggest things. Is like, I need to take it. We need to take it to Joburg. We need to go to Durban. We need to go to Cape Town. We need to go to Pretoria. We need to go everywhere so we can move on to the next album.
Until next time, I've been Hardman.